Hi guys, it's Ray from Ray's Turquoise Turtle. I don't believe this shelf was in my original craft room tour video. It was just a quick shelf that I threw together to house my alcohol inks. And I find myself post-Christmas with some fresh glitters, a big pack of alcohol inks that I'm going to be testing in a video shortly. I have more inks on the way, and I have like 20 more glitters on the way. So I find myself needing more shelving space. I have this shelf that was already made, but it's pretty full of just random stuff. And I found I have a tiny bit of space left over here. So I'm going to show you quick how I built a shelf to go here. So this is going to be kind of tough because I can't fit the shelf in the frame. This is the paint. I am going to paint this one. It is Calypso from Treasures by the Sea Sea Paints. I'll show you the whole thing. I have the measurements here. It is overall 30.5 by 14 wide. My total cost to make this one was $11.13 to this point. I will get some corner brackets to hang it from. These ones are too big. They're the only ones I have in the house right now that I can find. So I'm going to get some smaller ones, and I'll just screw them into here and screw it to the wall at the top, and easy peasy. There is a way to use a corner bracket that will be completely hidden, but I don't particularly worry about that for this space. So super simple. I used just Gorilla Glue. It works on wood, works just as well as a wood glue for each of my spaces. To attach the pieces, I used this Ryobi Airstrike nail gun. It's just a brad nailer. It loads here. It's not terribly intimidating to use. It does have a multifunction setting where it will just shoot one nail at a time, which makes it a little less intimidating. And because it is basically whiteout blizzarding on and off today, I didn't want to go outside to work on this project at all. So I just used my Ryobi jigsaw to cut all the wood right in my craft room. I do have a little bit of sawdust on the floor, but it'll clean up quite simply. So all I used is 1x2 pine. I picked this up at Home Depot. Comes in multiple lengths. If you're uncomfortable cutting it, you can probably get Home Depot to cut it down for you. I don't usually have them cut anything this size. I usually just have them cut bigger pieces of wood for me. I brought mine home in 6-foot lengths because 6-foot lengths were what fit in the car I had at the time. I do believe in my new vehicle I can fit an 8-foot length, so that will actually cut the cost down a little bit. This would have been under $10 for this shelf. The longer you get, the less expensive board length gets. So all I did was decide how long I wanted it. And I actually didn't really decide because I already had one piece left over from my last project that was 29 inches. So I decided just to go 29 inches for my side rails. So you would, like, say this was the size I wanted. You would just grab your pencil, which is gone AWOL on me. It was right here a second ago. Anyways, let's say I wanted all of my shelves this length. You would just grab your pencil, mark it off, and I'm not actually going to cut right now, but line it up on the outside of your cut, because if you cut in the middle, you're going to split the difference of the saw blade width, and you're going to get an inaccurate measurement. So you have to factor in the saw blade or cut to the side of your line. So Simple. A jigsaw is not that scary. The nail gun is not that scary. Don't be afraid to play with the tools. Just protect your eyes from sawdust and any bounce back from the nails. And just be careful. So, I've got my 2 pieces cut, let's pretend. I would run my glue along here and put it on my cut. And then I typically drive 1 brad in each corner to begin with, and then go back in and add 2 to 3 more. So that's it. That's all it requires. You can see where my brads are. No big deal. Make sure it's squared up. If you don't have a speed square or something to use, you can actually use, like this is a box of micas, just to get your corners square. Just have something to hold the corner square when you put those final nails in. If you get any strange bits, just grab a sanding block and just give it a quick sand. Easy as can be. And then you can paint it or stain it however you please. Like I said, I'm going to paint this one. If I can get this one open. Sometimes my paints get glued shut. But it really is a simple project, and it can be custom tailored to your space. I use to figure out my spacing. This is one of my tallest jars of glitters. The glitters I have coming are from 2 new suppliers, so I figured I'd just go off of my tallest shaker. And then for the bottom 2 shelves, I measured by this size ink. Or the top 2, depending on which way I hang it. But like these were spaced 4.5 inches out, and these are probably a little over 3. But I will just go ahead and give it a quick paint. It's probably going to take 2 coats just because I'm doing raw wood. And hopefully if the weather clears up a little bit and I can get out today, I can get the brackets I need to get this one hung up and on the wall. Please, please, please don't be afraid to try tools, to try new things. Again, this is not master carpentry. This is just a very basic display shelf, but I saw a need in my room this morning as I was organizing and trying to get things put back away. So what better way to fill a need than custom build something for yourself? So I'm not going to have you watch me paint this whole shelf. I'll hop off of here and finish it up. If you have any questions, if you're afraid of tools, go ahead and reach out to me and I will try and walk you through it. I'm open to helping in any way I can. Thank you. So this is the full shelf after 1 coat. I wanted to mention, for those of you that either rent and can't put things on the walls or are just out of wall space but you have a lot of desk space, I wouldn't use 1x2s, but these are kind of hard to see, but this is 1x3. It gives you a deeper shelf. I have an 8-foot stretch of this on this wall. But you can build using the same premise as this, a freestanding unit that will stand on your desktop. If you make a long run freestanding, I would recommend putting some support pieces in the center. Just measure whatever your gap is and cut pieces and fit them in. But then you can have a big shelf, as big or little as you want, that can sit right on your desktop. Just a suggestion. I'm going to walk over here just to show you. You did see some of this in my original tour, but we use the Ryobi One Plus line of tools. We do keep some of them, more of the ones that are mine, and we keep the charging station and extra batteries inside the craft room just so they're climate controlled. But again, these are 1x3 or 1x4 shelves, built the same way basically. We had to put a support on the wall to hold this heavy unit. So I keep some of my extra tools up here. My router, the jigsaw, the brad nailer, these are all mine. And I keep a drill in here, and my glue gun hangs out over here. But if you're looking for a pretty easy to use, comfortable tool line, I'd highly recommend looking into Ryobi. It can be expensive to get started, but it's something that you can add to your collection over time. So I just wanted to show you that again and give you some suggestions on other types of shelving you can make. Just basic, easy. Anybody can do it. So thank you.